Have you ever been in a situation where everything feels perfect? The conversations flow until 3 a.m. You share secrets you've never told anyone else. The laughter is real, and the connection feels electric, like you finally found that missing piece. You start to imagine a future. You let your guard down. You feel yourself getting closer and closer. And then, just as you feel you're about to reach a new level of intimacy, she pulls away. The long text messages become one-word answers. The calls stop. The warmth is replaced by a cold, confusing silence. You're left staring at your phone, replaying every single moment, asking yourself one soul-crushing question. What did I do wrong? What if I told you that the reason she pulled away might have very little to do with you? And what if the real reason is a truth that almost no one ever talks about? A secret hidden deep within human nature itself. Stay with me, because understanding this could change how you see relationships forever. This experience is one of the most painful and confusing things a man can go through in dating. It makes you doubt yourself. It shatters your confidence, and it leaves you feeling completely powerless. You try to fix it. You send a text asking if everything is okay. You might even send another one, trying to remind her of the good time you had. But every action you take seems to push her further away. It feels like you're walking through a maze in the dark. Today, we're turning on the lights. We're going to explore the deep, often hidden reasons why a woman who seemed so interested, so engaged, suddenly gets cold and distant right when things start to get good. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about understanding the deep psychology at play, so you can navigate this situation with confidence and clarity, instead of confusion and pain. One of the biggest reasons, and perhaps the most powerful, is a deep, primal fear of vulnerability. Think about what getting close to someone really means. It means tearing down your walls, brick by brick. It means showing someone the parts of you that you keep hidden from the rest of the world. Your insecurities, your past hurts, your deepest fears, and your wildest dreams. For a brief period, in that bubble of connection, it feels amazing. It feels like relief. But what happens after that feeling fades? The terrifying realization that someone else now holds a piece of your heart in their hands. They have the power to protect it, but they also have the power to crush it. Have you ever said something deeply personal, and then, hours later, felt a wave of anxiety, thinking, why did I say that? That was too much? Now multiply that feeling by 1,000. That is the fear of vulnerability in a new relationship. For a woman who has been hurt before, who has opened up in the past only to be betrayed or abandoned, this feeling is not just uncomfortable. It's terrifying. It's a survival instinct kicking in. Her brain, trying to protect her from potential future pain, screams, "Danger! Retreat! Go back to where it's safe." So she pulls away. It's not a rejection of you. It's a rejection of the risk. She isn't running from you. She's running from the memory of a past pain that your closeness has accidentally awakened. The better the connection with you, the more real it feels. The greater the potential for heartbreak. And therefore, the stronger the instinct to pull back and protect herself. It's a tragic paradox. The very thing she desires, a deep connection, is the very thing that triggers her deepest fears. Now let's talk about something that might be a little harder to hear. Sometimes her pulling away is a test, but it's probably not the kind of test you think it is. It's not usually a conscious, manipulative game where she's sitting there with a scorecard. It's an unconscious, instinctual test of your emotional strength and confidence. When a woman pulls back, she is subconsciously asking a few critical questions. How will he react to this space? Will he fall apart? Will he become needy and start chasing me with desperate texts and calls? Will he get angry and demand an explanation? Or will he remain centered, confident, and continue living his own fulfilling life, understanding that she needs a moment to herself? Think about it from her perspective. A man who panics the moment she needs a little space is showing that his emotional stability is dependent on her constant validation. This is a huge red flag. It signals neediness and a lack of self-confidence. A man who gets angry or demanding is showing that he feels entitled to her time and energy, which is controlling and unattractive. But the man who remains calm, who gives her space without punishment, who continues to focus on his own purpose, hobbies, and friends, he passes the test. He is communicating through his actions, not his words, that he is a strong, secure man who has a full life. He is showing that he wants her, but he doesn't need her for his happiness or sense of self-worth. This is incredibly attractive. So when she pulls away, your reaction is everything. Are you reacting with fear or with strength? Your response tells her more about your character than weeks of conversation ever could. The silence isn't the test. Your reaction to the silence is. Let's get a little more scientific for a moment, because this is rooted in deep psychology that starts when we are just babies. Have you ever heard of attachment styles? In simple terms, it's the way we learn to connect with others based on our earliest relationships with our parents. Many people fall into two common categories that often clash: anxious attachment and avoidant attachment. Someone with an anxious attachment style often fears abandonment. When they feel their partner pulling away, their internal alarm system goes off. They need constant reassurance and closeness to feel secure. They might think, she's losing interest. I need to do something to pull her back in, and they start to chase. On the other hand, someone with an avoidant attachment style feels smothered by too much intimacy. Closeness feels like a threat to their independence and self-sufficiency. When a relationship starts to get deep and serious, their instinct is to pull away and create space to feel safe again. Now, can you see the disaster waiting to happen? You might have an anxious attachment style, and she might have an avoidant one. When you get close, you feel great and want more. But for her, that same closeness feels suffocating. Your natural desire to get closer triggers her natural instinct to pull away. Then, her pulling away triggers your fear of abandonment, so you chase her even harder. This, in turn, makes her feel even more smothered, and she runs even faster. It's a self-destructive cycle known as the Anxious-Avoidant Trap. Neither of you is the bad guy. You are both just playing out programming that has been wired into you since childhood. You are speaking different emotional languages. You are saying I love you by trying to get closer, while she is saying I'm scared by needing space. Without understanding this dynamic, you're both doomed to misunderstand each other, creating a painful push and pull that can never be resolved. This next reason is the one nobody wants to hear. It's the brutal truth that might sting a little, but ignoring it will only lead to more confusion down the line. What if she pulled away right after getting close because getting close made her realize she's just not that into you? Think of the initial stages of dating like a movie trailer. It's exciting, it shows all the best parts, and it builds up a lot of anticipation. The long talks, the laughter, the initial chemistry, that's the trailer. But when you get truly close and vulnerable, that's when the full movie starts. She gets to see the real you, beyond the charming first impression. And sometimes the movie just doesn't live up to the trailer. Maybe as you opened up, she saw a core incompatibility. Perhaps your life goals are completely different. Maybe she discovered you lack ambition or a direction in life, which is a major turnoff for many women. Or maybe, and this is a common one, the mystery and challenge disappeared. In the beginning, you were an exciting puzzle she wanted to solve. But once you got close, you might have put her on a pedestal, become too available, and made her the center of your universe. The thrill of the chase was over, and the attraction faded with it. The closeness didn't scare her. It just gave her clarity. It allowed her to see the full picture, and she decided it wasn't the right picture for her. It's a painful pill to swallow, but it's a possible reality. Sometimes more intimacy doesn't lead to more attraction. It leads to the disappointing realization that the connection isn't as strong as it first appeared. Finally, there's a reason that is both the simplest and the most often overlooked. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. We tend to be the main character in our own movie, so when someone's behavior changes, we assume we are the cause. But she has her own movie playing, with her own complex plot, villains, and challenges. She might be pulling away because her boss just doubled her workload and she's facing immense stress at her job. Maybe a family member is sick and she's emotionally drained. Perhaps an old ex has suddenly reappeared, throwing her into a state of confusion. She could be struggling with her own mental health, feeling a wave of depression or anxiety that makes it impossible to invest energy into a new relationship. A new relationship, especially a promising one, requires emotional energy. It requires time, focus, and vulnerability. And sometimes, a person's life simply doesn't have the resources for that at a given moment. She might like you a lot. She might have loved the connection you were building, but the timing is just wrong. She pulls away not because she wants to, but because she has to. She needs to put on her own oxygen mask first before she can help anyone else. She retreats into her cave to fight whatever dragon she's facing in her own life. And it has nothing to do with you, your conversations, or your future together. Assuming her distance is a reflection of your worth is a trap. Often, it's just a reflection of her current capacity for connection. So, you're in this situation. She's pulled away. The silence is deafening, and you're full of anxiety. What do? The answer is the most difficult and the most powerful thing you can do. Nothing. Do not chase her. Do not bombard her with texts asking what's wrong. Do not send a long emotional paragraph pouring your heart out. Do not demand an explanation. Every one of those actions comes from a place of fear and scarcity, and it will only push her further away. Instead, you need to do the opposite. You must give her the space she is silently asking for. The best way to show your strength and confidence is to mirror her energy. If she's taking a step back, you take a step back. This doesn't mean you ignore her or play games. It means you redirect all of that anxious energy back to its rightful owner. You. Go to the gym, focus on that project at work, hang out with your friends, read that book you've been putting off, re-engage with your hobbies and your purpose. You must show her, and more importantly, show yourself, that your world does not stop turning when a woman needs space. Your happiness is not located inside her phone. It's located within your own life. When you do this, one of two things will happen. Either she will come back, drawn by your strength and the space you gave her, or she won't. And if she doesn't, you have your answer. You have also spent that time investing in yourself, becoming a stronger, more centered man, which is a victory no matter what. True, lasting attraction is built on respect, and you can't respect a man who falls apart without you. Respect yourself enough to let go of control. The right woman, a woman who is truly ready for a healthy relationship, will not be scared away forever by a real connection. Your job is not to convince her, chase her, or fix her. Your job is to build a life so incredible that you are unshaken by the comings and goings of others. A life that a high-value woman would be excited to join.